actually have something Sonic related again. Yeah, I know I kind of strayed away from that for a bit, but I'm just trying to open up some variety into the channel, so that's why you've been seeing some FIFA and other games being involved. But yeah, I stay true to my nature, and I am a Sonic fan at heart, so we still have to continue on with the Sonic stuff whenever we can. So here I'm doing a tier list for Sonic games. So this is my personal opinion. You guys can have your own opinions down below. I appreciate it, but yeah, just don't hate, appreciate. And with that being said, I think we can start off with doing this. This is the greatest Sonic game of all time. Nothing else needs to be said. I don't give a fuck what you guys think about the Werehog. Werehog was fun to me. I actually did enjoy its stages, and especially the first time around. Sure, it seems long and tedious, but if you actually know how to play it and don't waste your time, like it only stages are only really as long as people say when you are exploring and finding collectibles. That's when the stages can drag on for long periods of times, like the 20, 30 minutes that people say. But I've noticed if you just go straight to playing through the stage, start to finish, not worrying about extra stuff, kind of speed running, I guess, so to say, most stages only end within like a max of 15 minutes. Really go back and play these games and actually do that, and you'll see what I mean. It's actually not as bad as people think. Sure, the combat can be like a bit repetitive. I mean, a lot of fighting games are in terms of story fighting games. You're really just button mashing, and then if you want, you can get creative by mix and mashing. But most people just want to press square and move on because it's the easiest thing to do. So you can't really blame the game for that. So yeah, and then the daytime stages are enough said. Those are just exhilarating, fun times, fast. Probably the best day stages in any game whatsoever. So yeah, love that. This is Sonic 4 Episode 2. I'm put it in B tier. I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it at all. It's not the best thing. Clearly, when people decided that or heard about a Sonic 4, it was hype. It was really hype. But sadly, the first one, which is right here, I'm actually gonna just do this real quick. It was clearly not the best thing ever, but still an enjoyable time to a degree, at least in episode 2. Episode 1 wasn't really anything special to me. I didn't really like it as much. Um, Sonic Rivals. Rivals, I've actually never played the first Rivals, but Rivals 2 I have, and that I can safely put in C tier. It's not really. I hear that Rivals 1 and Rivals 2 are not much different, except for maybe I think characters and stuff. But yeah, Rivals was okay. It wasn't nothing too special to me. Nothing like really crazy that I feel like it's like groundbreaking. Oh my gosh, this thing is fucking amazing. I love this game. This game does this and that. No, it's just it's there. It's there. Definitely just there. Um, Sonic Triple Trouble. It was alright. I played it on the 3DS Virtual Console first. Before then, I borrowed my cousin's Game Gear, which I then ended up having. I don't know how the fuck he still has that thing, but whatever. That's how I played that. Never really found it to be too crazy, but it was enjoyable. Small enjoyable thing. Same with that. I'm actually gonna just pull up Sonic Chaos. I actually didn't mind that one as much either. I could probably put it in low B tier. I'm gonna just keep it C right now. Ah, ah, uh. Sonic Rush. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. You deserve to be up there. You deserve to be up there. If you have anywhere lower than A tier maybe, but I really do believe this is one of the best Sonic games of all time. One of the best, probably top 5 of all time. If I had to put numbers on all these games, this is top 5. This is definitely like, come on. Sonic Rush is so damn good. Like Boost Formula in 2D, soundtrack for a DS game, outstanding. Graphics, DS graphics. What can we really say about that? Gameplay was so fun. Sure, the sound mixing was kind of iffy because you just hear Sonic chanting and the crowd cheering over the music every time you do a fucking trick, which can get annoying at times. But other than that, shit, bro, this game was near perfect. Basically, a perfect game. So yeah, Sonic Rush got to be up there. Sonic 2. A tier. I love Sonic 2. Spin Dash was iconic. Can like it really set the ground for anything that would always be loved in a Sonic game. If it has a spin dash, it's a good game. Pretty much that's how like the fan base is. But I don't see it as perfect or the best classic Sonic game either. So I can't really speak on it like other guys, like other people, where they're like, "Yo, Sonic 2 is the greatest thing to ever come out of Sonic." Yada yada. No, no, it's great, really great, but it's not the greatest, so to speak. So I'm gonna leave that there and have you guys bitch and complain about that. Or unless you agree with me, then that's cool. Sonic 3D Blast, I've never played. No, I've never played. No, I have, but not enough for me to really judge it. So I'm gonna just leave it there. Sonic Generations 3DS is actually not a bad version of Sonic Generations. I will keep it in B tier because I feel like definitely there's a lot of other games that do better, and the console version is definitely much better. But the 3DS version is honestly not a bad. I like that they did. Um, sure, the classic and Dreamcast era were all like Dreamcast stuff. Like, there's nothing they really changed except for different levels for the first two. Although they did Green Hill Zone again, which kind of sucked. But I like that in the modern slash handheld era is what they called it. They actually took from Sonic's handheld adventures. The one thing I wish they did that for the entire series. In the classic era, take from his Game Gear titles. In the Dreamcast era, instead of the Dreamcast, make it the Advanced era. Take from Sonic Advanced levels. I would have loved to see that. That would have made more sense. And then for the modern era, then it would be like Rush Adventure, and maybe even Sonic Colors DS. I feel like that would have been perfect if we could have got that for Sonic Generations 3DS. This might be a bit higher just for innovation, but yeah, that's fine. Oh, the goat. Let's go the goat. Um, I kind of want to. This is in no particular order. I wanted to organize it in order of which best to worst in terms of each tier, but can I put Sonic Adventure over Sonic Rush? Nostalgia's telling me no, because I played more Sonic Rush, but quality wise, I think it's slightly better. So I might just do this. I'm gonna just do this. Yeah, Sonic Adventure is S tier. Hate if you want. If you hate Sonic Adventure, I don't give a shit. Sonic Adventure is one of the best games of all time. Sure, like the thing about it is that, and this is why I'm also gonna bring up the next one right here. It's also S tier. I cannot disagree with that. But if I want to compare which one is better, SA1 all the way. SA1 half of the game was actually good. Sonic levels were great. Tails levels were fine. Knuckles levels were actually playable. Amy was okay. I didn't really mind Amy that much, but the chase stuff was kind of tedious, and she was basically Sonic without a jumping attack, which sucked. But yeah. Gamma shooting was a lot of spammy spam, so it wasn't really as innovative and crazy as I wanted it to be. But what can you expect from mech shooting stuff? And yeah, we don't even get into Biggs fishing, but that's at least half of the game. SA1, SA2, the Sonic and Shadow stages were fine, but that's one third of the game. The mech shooting wasn't that great. I didn't really like it as much, and then the fucking treasure hunting was ruined because of the radar and shit and the mechanics. I didn't like that shit at all. Like, come on. The storytelling makes up for it. The storytelling in SA2 is much better than SA1. I'm actually thinking about making a whole video on more comparisons on different topics between the two to fully definitively decide which game is better. So I'll get into that later. But for now, in terms of those two, I'll bring that up. Story wise, SA2. Gameplay wise, SA1. And I'll leave it there. I'll do more topics and more discussions, deep discussions, when I drop that video, whenever I get to that project. But for now, SA1 is definitely better than SA2, and we can fully define which one is better within that video when that comes out. Game Gear Sonic 2, I never played. Yeah, I know probably got a heart attack when you seen it drop into F tier. I hear it's very good. Don't worry, but I have not personally played it. Sonic One, a classic, definitely um, cannot be denied of its status and how it impacted the series because of it being the first game. So, but also, what's a first game without its flaws and flaws that are definitely meant to be made in order to then be worked on and fixed in future releases, which is why Sonic 2 is here and Sonic 3 as the best one in the series is up here. So, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, I can never classify as two different games, which is why I'm happy they did this and classified it as one. This is the greatest 2D Sonic game of all time. Sadly, I might have to do this too. I'm sorry, Sonic Rush. I love you, but this right here, this is a fucking gem. Yeah, so I'm gonna do that. Let's get this bullshit off here. Sonic 3 and Knuckles soundtrack, gameplay, just a grand old adventure. I feel like these games, these two right here, can really be cleared so fast that like you hardly remember the adventure. Sonic 2 maybe did a bit more justice in terms of how much more you can do because there's harder stages in Metropolis Zone. But like even the soundtrack too on that one and the color, like the static view is much better, so I did put it higher. But Sonic 3 just takes it to a whole nother level. Besides Sandopolis, I can't really name a bad stage in this game with bad music or nothing like that. So, is this Sonic 1 on the Game Boy Advance? Not the Game Boy Advance, the Game Gear. Again, haven't played this series. Rush Adventure. Um, I didn't mind Rush Adventure as much as people think, but it's not the best thing ever. I'm just gonna leave it there. Is this Advanced 2? Where's the other Advanced games? That's Advanced 3. Um, let's see. I'm like tripping balls right now. I can't. There it is. I'm like colorblind or something. I don't know. Advanced 1. Advanced 1 goes here. Advanced 2 goes here. Advanced 3. Sorry, that's Advanced 3. Advanced 2 goes here. Advanced 3 goes right here. No, no shame. No fucking shame. I bet you put, yeah. I was not the biggest fan of Advanced 3, and no one can change my mind about that shit because I don't know. I didn't like the Creole thermal chasing with the with all that extra shit. The Chow missions, was it the Chow missions in 3 or 2? No, the Chow missions were in 3. Yeah. The Chow missions were kind of tedious. The coin missions or ring missions in Advance 2 probably worse, but I just like the whole fucking speed formula in Advance 2 a whole lot more. The team system was cool, but it wasn't the greatest. Yeah, I'm sticking with that list. I don't give a crap. That's my list right there. I'm putting also. Let me just move in Pocket Adventure just because I actually fucking love that game. Fucking fun as shit. I have no reason to really like this game. I just like it. Okay, next we got the Storybook series. Y'all are gonna probably spam out for this one, but just hear me out. Just hear me out. And I hear a nuke coming to my house right now. Listen, I don't want to ride on nostalgia, but these two games are probably some of the most time I spent on Sonic games ever. Just because I had the Nintendo Wii growing up. And Black Knight, I think I spent less time than Secret Rings. I don't know why I was so addicted to playing Secret Rings and had so much fun as a kid. Nowadays, I find it, kind of iffy, which I might actually, do this because I don't think it deserves B tier. But this is actually like these games. Soundtracks are nice. Um, Secret Rings, Seven Rings in Hand, I think is the one song that just bothered me too much because it played everywhere. But other than Secret Rings, the Seven Rings in Hand, a whole rest of the soundtrack was actually very listenable and very replayable. And then Black Knight, I think, had the better soundtrack overall. I really liked the whole thing, and that it actually used different themes for different menus and stuff. Whereas Seven Rings in Hand just literally played every time you get into every single piece of the fucking game. So yeah, and With Me is one of the best rock songs of all time. So like that also gives bonus points. So, but yes, I gameplay wise, yes, these guys are broken messes that really could have been fixed just with proper traditional Sonic gameplay, like these ones with full 3D movement and not just a one track automated running sequence that can barely be fucking handled. But yeah, I feel like if they actually had the proper controls of a regular Sonic game, you would see this. In my opinion, you would see this. Proper controls of a Sonic game, good camera, and all that shit, you would see that. But they're gonna stay down here. Heroes, I love you, Heroes, but I cannot deny you are a slippery fucking mess. But I still appreciate what you do. And then this I'm gonna put here. I feel like Sonic Heroes does a lot right. The team mechanic is a nice, innovative, and freshly new thing, which I think could be re-implemented into any future game and still be fun to use. But just the controls, man. Those Jesus Christ, bro. Especially when you're as a speed character, like you are all over the fucking place. Like you literally, like it just sucks that the only two working functionable mechanics are fly and power. Because when you're a speed character, unless you're going in an absolute straight line, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. But other than that, the game is fun to play and aesthetically is probably the most aesthetically pleasing Sonic game in the early 2000s, like in that era. And then, of course, Unleashed came out and completely wiped it off the floor and still hasn't been topped since. Don't even get me started. Don't even start that conversation. Get the fuck out of the comments talking about generation. No, 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 no. But, yeah. And then this is Unleashed on the Wii slash PS2. That's the version of Unleashed I grew up with and played the most. So I definitely have more time with this one, and I do like the mission aesthetics and the fact that Sun and Moon medals are your reward rather than something you have to find. That made stuff a lot easier. Finding the hidden stuff, hitting question mark boxes to get items was a lot better to me than just fighting, finding every single piece of fucking Sun and Moon medals, plus videotapes, plus all that stuff. Finding all that within the stages just drains you in the PS3 version. But of course, the aesthetic and all that other jazz of the PS3 version just completely outweighs the PS2 version, so that's why it's higher. But definitely not a bad version to go with. Uh, if you want my full in-depth review on both games and what the differences are, then I have that video on my channel. You can go check it out. It's a long video, but it really goes into depth on the comparison between the two games, so I recommend it. This I never played. Respect. I respect this. I respect this too much to put it any lower than S tier. It is very, very, very. How would you put this? Children oriented, I guess you could say. I don't fucking know. Oh wait, this is the DS version. I just realized. I'm looking closer to it. The DS version, it's not a bad version. It goes at the bottom of A tier. It's like Sonic Rush, but with colors. The Wii version goes up there though. But yes, they are both very good versions. Both very good games. Um, I think I may have spent more time on colors than I have in any other game on this list. Respectfully. If I'm actually looking back at it properly, yes, I think I have. Because I actually bothered to 100% colors, and even after I 100% colors, I was playing either multiplayer in that game simulator, or I was just running through the levels with Supersonic. It was very fun to me. Sonic Colors was such a fun ride, and it was like so beginner friendly that it was just something I couldn't really draw away from. So it was always entertaining to me to play this game, and then I found it on the DS too. The DS wasn't bad. Why? Because it just felt like I was playing Sonic Rush with colors mechanics, and I was just so that's the best of both worlds. So yeah, this fits. This fits here. All right, I'm gonna do it some justice. It's not that bad. Like I could hate, I could be that hater, I could be that guy, but realistically, it's not the worst, right? But it has its flaws. Everybody knows its flaws. I think we've been over all these flaws within this game. I could probably do it more justice and put it here because at least compared to these two, the game mechanics, like actual gameplay wise, actually works more like these games. This works more like these games than these work like these games. Because this plays like this, just broken. It's like a broken version of this. This plays nothing like these, and it's somewhat broken. So that's why. That's why I have those there. But soundtrack makes up for it too. I've not boosting it up any higher just for the soundtrack, so it's staying there. Trash. Okay. I'm not the Sonic Lost World fan. I'm not at all. Not even gonna bother with that. Sonic Mania, I had the pleasure of actually playing fully through, and I did not regret any second of it. The final boss had me confused for a bit, but other than that, it was a very enjoyable time. Not much really has to be said. It's literally like a classic Sonic fucking reminder that this guy's the goat, and you should never forget that classic Sonic is the shit and where his roots came from. This shit is trash. I'm not even gonna get into that, but I fucking hated that game. I don't know why I wasted my money and my time. Generations is A tier, low A tier. I like Heroes better. I like all these games better than Sonic Generations. I know what you're thinking. Why is Sonic Generations so slow? Yeah, I get what they were doing. It's not like I can hate on it for what they were trying to do. They were trying to bring back Sonic's old past and have him run through old stages, kind of like a reminiscent type thing. I get it. That's what the whole premise of the game is. It fits. It works. It worked. It's a good game. But that leaves us with nothing new. And the only new we got was the final boss, which was trash. Probably the worst final boss in that Sonic history. I don't give a shit. So, with that being said, there's nothing good that new that came out of this game for me to want to say, this is an S tier game with new innovations and new mechan. It's definitely unique compared to every other game in terms of premise. Running through the past to restore the present is very unique, but then also brings the factor of nothing new being brought into the series. So yeah, I can't really praise it too much as others would. So it's staying in A tier. I hated running through the stories. Fuck that game. Literally, just every story contradicted itself until you finally said, "Well, you played 10 different endings for no fucking reason because you're gonna save the world anyways." No, I'm not even getting into that. That just pissed me off. And you, I don't care for. You're at least better than '06, but I'm not caring for that. Fuck out of my face. This is actually not that bad. This is actually not that bad. Not that bad. Fuck out of my face. Fuck out of my face. Uh, a little classic thing. I didn't mind it. Had its bugs, but it was enjoyable. This Frontiers, respectfully, yeah, you deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve this. You deserve to be around here. Over SA2? No, no. But this is it. I'm Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, Frontiers, open world. Sure, the pop-ins are annoying. Soundtrack makes up for it. Innovation, new open world type Sonic will really set the ground for future Sonic games. I really like what they did here. The boss fights were very fun. More interactive than most other boss fights, where it's more like advanced games are automated running. Some of the heroes bosses automated. Some of the colors bosses. Um, even a lot of the final bosses in terms of like Sonic Unleashed and shit. For Sonic Unleashed final boss seemed more like a RPG than a fucking actual final boss. And then like the adventure games and stuff did it pretty well, but this game actually felt like you were fighting, like it was an actual final, like a boss fight, not just a movie. So like I felt more interactive in terms of boss fights here, which I really liked. It wasn't just me playing through the levels just to get to a boss fight and watch Sonic do all the work while I sit back and press a button here and there. Like yeah, so that was nice. But really good, really well executed game. I don't see a sequel coming out for a while, but you know, really good, really 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 good. But yeah, this is my list, guys. I hope you guys agree. You can disagree, but if you do, I don't care. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to comment below what your tier list, maybe even give me your top 10 Sonic games. I do want to make an official top 10 Sonic games list. These top guys are actually not in order when I'm actually properly looking at it. So I will actually give you guys a proper order on what my top 10 will be in terms of thing. Also, when I do make the list, I am not including both versions of Sonic Unleashed. So you will not see Sonic Unleashed twice in my top 10 Sonic games of all time. So you don't have to worry about that, guys. But with that being said, like I said, comment below your list. I would love to hear what you guys think are the top 10 Sonic games, best and or worst. So, yeah. And I will catch you guys in the next video.